Chapter 3.
And I think that's what happens to a lot of people, because you'll eventually get to an area where you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, but my daughter's not feeling comfortable with that. She's scared. You're not, what are you, a Nazi? Well, what? No, I'm not a Nazi. My daughter's just afraid of that man. Man?
Kobe, the basketball
Yeah, the Iranian president got Kobe'd this week. He got a helicopter murder.
Yes. The butcher of Tehran.
What
is with these powerful individuals and like being like, no, you will fly me into the fog. I'm the president. I play for the Lakers. Like, no, just fucking take a car. You can afford a limo too.
Do you have a homeless problem there in St. Louis?
An unbelievable homeless problem.
I was gonna guess yes.
And you know what's like crazy is like the homeless here, the strong cull the weak. And so there's and so the homeless here are
Darwinian homeless society.
The first time I went to Seattle and I saw their kind of homeless, I'm like, this is like a different species of homeless. They're like almost blasé about it, where I'm like, that guy has a decent watch. His shoes aren't even that dirty.
He's an outdoor camper.
Yeah, this guy's like pretending for it. Whereas like you go to like downtown St. Louis after a Blues game and there's just a guy like his voice his gibbers echoing off the underside of an overpass. Just and I'm like, this guy's standing so close to the guy that's playing guitar, and then this other guy who's handing out gum, and I'm like, I'm not going to take gum from you. You're a homeless person. Like,
they're bad in Atlanta, depending on where you go. Terrible. There's definitely two different schools of homeless. There's some of them that have they're like outdoor homeless. I mean, they all are. Jake Paul was like, I'm looking at Mike right now, and I want to kiss his big juicy lips. And Mike goes, I saw a video of you when you were 16, and it got me hard.
Yeah, he was doing a He's like, you were doing a TikTok dance, and it gave me an erection. Like,
nobody really knew.
I wish I could do a Tyson.
The ultimate trash talk.
Yeah,
everyone's befuddled and uncomfortable.
Don't you just think it's true? Like,
nah, I don't. It's probably Mike Tyson gets hard.
In my head, that seemed intimidating.
He threatens to rape people. It's a thing he does.
Yeah,
not rape. I'm not saying that.
No,
the jury did though.
No, they would never say that about Mike. Iron Mike.
They literally did. He's convicted rapist. I don't think he did it.
You don't think he did? You think?
No, I genuinely.
You think him and Michael Jackson were playing fucking pinochle?
Look,
innocently.
Stop going. Potatoes. Oh, that's my new one. I like that.
Ravioli. For 5.
Do you remember those articles that were like, stay inside to protect yourself from COVID, unless you're burning down a Walgreens? Then it doesn't spread. The heat from the smoke dissipates the virus particles.
Yeah, I remember.
If that happens again, you want to go out there? You want to go out there and get involved and steal fucking cosmetics?
Danny DeVito, you're walking out with skis.
Yeah, dude. If that happens again in St. Louis, I'm gonna win in Rome it. I'm gonna go down there. I'm gonna rob Target.
No,
what would you get? What do you want?
I don't know.
Like Jake Paul.
There's nothing at Target you can't have.
I'd probably steal a really good TV. Actually, I'd have to wake up early to get there for the TVs. I bet I'd probably end up with like a fucking Keurig that I didn't even want.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna leave with something so I can tell my kids, someday, like
diapers.
So I could be like, your father's a freedom fighter. Where do you think that Keurig came from? Well, it came from...
I beat a minority senseless for it in the toy aisle of a Walgreens.
To fight capitalism.
Capitalism and Wall Street.
Wall Street.
We took Wall Street down a peg that summer.
These hedge funds,
we hurt Wall Street's feelings.
They do not want me to walk out of there with an entire display case of Snickers.
When I found out has a boyfriend, and that he's some fucking white schlub from like Northridge, which is like 20 minutes away from me, who plays in some mid band. I'm like, oh man, that could have been me. Yeah,
that could have been you, dude.
Oh,
damn.
You like boobs this big?
Needs
Maybe
like a
I'm
spine
gay.
replacement.
They're not my cup of tea. Well,
You are gay
in that photo.
Yeah, you are gay.
You're always talking about thighs and being a Southern girl and stuff. You're 100% gay.
Dude, you can't get him to shut up about being a Southern girl. It's all day, every day with this fucking guy.
He's gonna start working in like a little handkerchief and going like, "Oh, mercy me!"
Our last guest
slowly
was like
stars and garters.
He was talking about how gay someone was for holding an umbrella, and I'm like, God, the list keeps growing. To avoid being gay is difficult.
Yeah.
How do you hold the umbrella with your asshole?
You're not allowed to have an umbrella that's gay.
Oh yeah, that's gay. That's true.
I mean, I thought just not fucking guys was enough, but I didn't realize.
Are you
how
kidding? That's the
complicated
straightest thing there is, Woody. Are you saying
touche.
gay guys are in prison? That's crazy. That's the straightest guys there is. They're all fucking each other.
Well, one side of them is very straight.
Yeah.
The dealer, as they like to be called, like the receiver, very gay, because that just means he wasn't powerful enough or didn't commit a threatening enough crime. Kyle would have been a receiver. He would have when Kyle was in jail.
Oh
yeah, for weed stuff. Oof,
Yeah,
he would have
pre-jail, post-jail. He'd have been the deliverer.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Monica Bellucci is the chick who gets butt raped and irreversible. Like she's got no shame.
Maddie,
Oh really?
Oh, we got
shit, Gavin.
I want we were talking about meth earlier, and I was saying some people do meth casually and they're fine. I have a meth head here.
Oh, come on over, sir or madam.
I hope it's him in a costume.
Residential meth head.
Oh no, it's an actual. Oh. So
how's
you're
it
a meth
going?
head.
Yeah, it's me. I love it. I love that shit.
I thought you'd be thinner.
Listen, I've probably been doing meth since 2000.
Okay. Do you do it every day or just a treat? Once in a while?
I did for 11 years straight. I did every day.
What's the best thing to do on meth? Like what's the sex? Tell me what's better about meth sex to not.
Oh
meth
my
sex.
God, they call it chemsex. It's just intense, but it gets crazy though, because you'll get people will get their weird perversions that'll come out and like fucking.
It lowers your inhibitions.
Stab a chick? Or does some chick stab you?
Yeah. She stabbed me when I was fucking her.
Oh, wow.
Does meth last too long? I don't know if it's related.
Oh yeah, it's not like coke where you get coke dick and you can't get it up. Like you'll get it up and it'll be up for like a week.
Yeah.
Like
it sounds way better than coke.
I remember one time I was banging this chick, and we didn't leave the bedroom, honest to God, for 24 hours straight.
Oh, that must have smelled terrible.
Dude, I think we sweat through the mattress, the box spring, the rug, and the floor. Yeah, it was pretty intense.
Oh my God!
Just rotted the floorboards out.
How often do you dabble with the meth now?
Very
holidays.
Not as infrequently now. Yeah, like special occasions, special events.
Yeah,
Christmas, Mother's Day.
My regular was 6 days up, 1 day sleep.
So what's the trick to doing meth and not dying? Living a life.
You don't smoke it and you don't shoot it.
You snort it,
sniff it, or ingest it. Like you could just throw it in your mouth and eat it, or put it in your. I was in a motorcycle club. I used to put it in my water or Gatorade and shake it up.
Jesus.
And just drink it as I go out about my day.
A little meth at a time. He made a gator meth.
Yeah.
How do you find a meth dealer?
Being in possession, because they're not going to taste your water or your
It'd be so unless the cop like, I'm so thirsty, sir. Could I just
well, excuse me, I know it's 117 degrees out here in Utah, but can I have some of your Gatorade? No.
You've shown me a whole new side.
I know, guys. I'm from New York. I live about a mile from Gavin, and there's guys that I know that are in their 80s that have, for the last 40 years, religiously every day gotten up and put in their coffee or their orange juice or whatever morning breakfast that they're having, like an old school, like 80s Coke spoon amount of meth into it. Just shake, stir it in, and drink it, and go about their day.
So they're still around because I guess they're keeping it to a low dose.
Yeah, if you low dose it, if you microdose it, you'll be all right.
Microdosing meth.
The thing is people start to do it. They think it's like Coke, and they start laying out big rails, and they overdo it. And we used to call it getting caught deep in the bag.
Oh, let me ask you this. So you've taken real meth, obviously. Have you ever taken Adderall or Ritalin?
I've taken Adderall once in my life.
How does that compare?
Wouldn't take it. I don't do it. I know. I mean, excuse me. I mean, there are so many people that I know that do take Adderall. They call them peachies, the 30s, the little orange ones.
Mm-hmm.
But I like meth.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's just better, stronger, smoother.
I used to get stuff that was 97.7% pure. So,
Jesus, got that Walter White shit. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Fucking gorillas
I
alone.
don't think she was fucking that monkey because a chimp would be
No, they look pretty cozy.
they'd be a bad fuck.
Don't
they have
do that,
tiny
though.
little penises and
Pretty sure
and
it's
they
chimp at all.
they don't smell good.
You don't know. For all
I'm
you
catching
know.
strays over here. Listen, tiny penises and bad odors are not a big problem. You can still live a happy life.
Wouldn't you go so far as to say that's an alpha male?
One of your sponsors. Yeah, you guys have a sponsor to solve that, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Kyle and I are in the lab coming up with ways to make us.
Is your
stinky
sex
as
monkey
possible.
enraged?
Oh, who we needed?
Yahoo.
We needed we needed Mark Wahlberg on a paramotor that day. He would have shut that shit right
It
fucking
wouldn't have
down.
gone down the way it
Yeah.
did. That's all I'm saying.
If he hadn't
That's all I'm
seen,
saying.
yeah, he's like, I was supposed to be on those towers. If I hadn't seen that Vietnamese guy on the way to work,
Yeah,
you know,
and
and
rough him up.
I would have been killed.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Marky Mark has a history of hate crimes where he
Yeah.
beats people senseless. Really,
Big hate
really-
crime guy.
Yeah.
He's a big hate crime guy.
Wait,
guy.
is he a spree hate crimer or was it a?
Yeah,
was
he's
it
done it a couple times.
A crime of passion.
I think there's definitely like a gay guy, but he beat this Korean man while screaming like
Elderly.
an elderly Korean man. He
Oh,
beat
no.
while
Yeah.
screaming like the right slurs for that man. I don't remember exactly what he
Like
called
an
him.
educated slur. Like he's not throwing like ones for Vietnamese people out there. Just for, I don't even know what the Korean ones
Korean
are. I'm
slur?
embarrassed. It's my job.
We're only 7 minutes in. I'll take it.
I'm a professional.
I'm a professional slurist, but
Apparently, booby traps are illegal because they used to make them back in the day. They used to sell these little booby traps. It was like a little hammer-fired shotgun that you kind of nail onto your window, and it'd be fired with a pull string if somebody opened the fucking window. But that's not a legal thing anymore.
it should be. I bet
I'm
it
into
solves
motorcycles, and in the dirt bike world, you can't just put like a cable across the path.
Of course,
If motorcyclists are tearing up your property, you can't booby trap it like that.
you throw nailed up boards down. That's what I did. There were people driving through a place, and I just put boards out there with nails driven through them and fucked all their ATVs up.
Yeah,
But
I don't
they
think
broke
you
my
know
windows.
They broke your window.
So
Yeah.
were they even destroying your property, or you were just ruining?
Yeah,
people's fun?
yes. No, they're fucking doing donuts in my front yard.
Oh, okay. Fair
Wait,
enough.
your front yard?
Yeah, of
Was it
the
personal?
building I have. Yeah, I own it.
No, but I mean, like, were they doing it because they didn't like you in your front yard?
Who fucking cares why they're doing it? Was the rape personal, madam? Did he mean it? Like I
matters
don't
to
care
me.
why they're doing it. They're
No,
doing it.
it impacts how hurt my feelings are. And that's what this is all about.
Do you remember
all
like
the way.
this is probably like 2016. It was a super old video where this one like boomer kept having his Trump sign run over by people into his yard, and so he somehow like put
Make
not
it
somehow
strong.
a very remarkably easy strategy. He attached it to a 2x4 with nails on it, so that if you tipped it over, the nails faced up, and then he like showed a picture of that and then a photo of like some like clearly liberal woman with like a blown out car having it towed away. Like that should be legal.
You're gonna talk about the guy who electrified his Trump sign. So when someone grabs it, they get zapped, and that's probably illegal too.
Fascism.
Worth
You know,
it.
You
Yeah,
should be able to
probably
booby
illegal.
trap your own property in any
What
way
we
you
do-
please.
With our fobs is if I have a shit or something, I rub shit all over the fobs and leave them by the front. And
That'll
then
teach
obviously
'em.
in the mornings, I put on gloves and get Clorox wipes and I clean all the shit off them.
Yeah.
You have a very frustrating, disgusting morning routine.
The whole front of our a whole area by our front door reeks.
Yeah.
No car thefts, not one.
No, never.
That's one of my biggest fears, if I'm being honest. Like, I'd rather take an ass whooping than get real chafed. I really would. Like I see people get jumped into gangs and stuff. They take a pretty good ass whooping, but nothing like UFC, frankly. Like I've seen real ass whoopings. So it's like, what, you got a bloody lip and some bruised ribs? Like, I'll be better in a month. I don't know if I want to get all chafed up though. You ever running and get chafed nipples and you can't stop it? It's a vicious cycle.
I've never gotten chafed nipples from activity.
One time, you never do it again. Band-Aids or whatever it takes. It is.
I Vaseline them bitches up.
What were you doing that you chafed your
I've
nips,
had
Ed?
way worse.
It was something that shouldn't. It was like doing, fixing something or working outside, and it was like, how in the world did that abrade my nipples in such a fashion that I now can no longer wear clothing for a week?
It happened to me every year. So in surfing, you put wax on the surfboard to make it sticky. Otherwise, you just slip right off. And every year, as you transition from wetsuits to just bareback, this probably wear shirts now, but
in just absolute bliss.
Death mask, is that a thing? Your final face?
They used to like some Roman emperors, some popes, they would take a death mask after they died with some sort of plaster. And so you can like see the exact face of like Pope, Pius the Fourth.
You would have them shit. You would have a life mask and a death mask in many cases, and they would be sort of displayed in contrast of one another. And the more popular you were, what I saw a really interesting thing where they used AI or maybe just some other tools to take the marble statues of Roman emperors and make them look like people, colorize them. I've just seen that done to George Washington, like making him look like a human rather than a painting. It's like, oh yeah.
I've seen him in like, I think they took him out of all his like frilly stuff, which looks sort of almost feminine by today's standards. And put him. He was in a military uniform when I saw it. And it's like, made me look at him through a different lens, which I liked. That death mask thing, like, I never heard that term before. When my grandmother died, she died in a hospital, and they were trying to keep her alive. It was a cardiac event, and they left a tube in her body. I think it might have breathed for her or something. Maybe she was intubated, but it pulled the corner of her mouth down. And then rigor mortis set in that position. And she had like an asymmetrical kind of vibe in the coffin that was hard to ignore. I don't know. Brought up a memory.
Jesus,
thanks, Taylor.
Sorry. That's why you don't use a discount mortician, folks. Come on down to Joe's. We'll make Granny look right.
Here's Napoleon's death mask.
Holy
Zach, pull that
that's
up.
a dark story. Woody coming out with a sad one again this week.
That is sad.
I want that one to be like cataloged along with the Valentine's story.
I got a lot of baggage. That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. It's weird to say, but he looks fit. like he's
right.
Yeah.
But like that angular, that gaunt look. I bet his
nice
skin didn't look
cheekbones.
great.
Nice cheekbones on that guy.
I wonder if everyone's bald because like you can't do the hair part, right?
Again, Taylor with the quitting.
The quitting. There's one guy who's like, I don't know how to preserve it the way he wants. He's Italian now. Who's this is a horrible Wikipedia article. 19th century death mask of an infant. What? No one wants that to hear.
Why would they bother?
Yeah, it doesn't even look good.
Yeah, who builds a connection with an infant, right? Like, I didn't even like my kids till they were 3 or 4.
I don't. I'm gonna have to build a relationship with you before I really care too much. I think.
Right? They're real though. They're not. You're thinking of unicorns. Those are fake.
Dude, that's why the ride of the Rohirrim is so good.
Exactly. Unicorns are way more realistic than giraffes
or narwhal whales. That narwhal thing looks absurd. It literally is a
unicorn is like a first draft fantasy animal. Like I would no imagination.
There was like a fucking gigantic moose with a 40-foot neck. I would claim that to be fake way before unicorn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or those people like way back in the day
Platypus?
who would find they'd find a hippopotamus skull and invent all these fun stories where they'd be like, or an elephant skull, and they're like, it's a cyclops. Here's where the one eye is, and here's the big jaw of it. And then later some fun ruiner had to be like, it's just a big animal.
You guys saw me I think like minutes away from committing suicide as I'm trying to get this goddamn stream to work. So yeah, at last we're all wrapped up and we're good. We're good to go, finally.
You can't just get a chimp addicted to Valium. It doesn't understand that Valium isn't always on the way.
I think that one lady was fucking that chimp, and then her friend came over, and that chimp saw that other lady as a potential sexual
is this
threat.
theory based in anything or just a wild Kyleism?
I think when you got a single white lady with a monkey in her house that she's given wine and Valium, you don't have to be.
What do you think Jane Goodall was up to out there?
Coach told me to take a suppository. He put it in me. No, he didn't. But he told me to take a suppository, you know, and my family and him, which now I think about it's pretty fucked up. But they got one, and I got it, and like I put it in. You have to put it in your ass.
I've lost an arm.
Good.
Gus.
Introducing liquid anesthesia.
Don't drink anymore. I don't care for it. I don't enjoy being drunk. So I find other ways to have a good time.
I'm big. I'm small. I'm